Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently pushing the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to all the sincere believers. Now this lesson is going to be based on this electrical fire that left a woman dead in southeast D.C. So through the Spirit, I'm going to read this article, get some precepts, and the Lord's will, you're edified. It says a woman is dead after a fire at a row home in southeast D.C. last week. Fire investigators believe the fire was sparked by an overloaded electrical circuit. Firefighters were first called to the 700 block of G Street Southeast, not far from the National Portrait Gallery, on Friday night just before 9 p.m. Crews worked quickly to bring the fire under control. However, a woman was injured and taken to the hospital in life-threatening condition. She later died from her injuries. She has not yet been identified by authorities. Crews were back in the neighborhood on Monday, spreading a message of fire safety. Fire and rescue crews worked to check smoke alarms and install them for free where needed. According to the U.S. Fire Administration, home fires occur more in the winter months than any other season. Half of all home heating fires occur in December, January, and February, and one in every every 7 home fires involve heating equipment. Yeah, and we've been seeing that a lot this winter, especially with this recent winter storm that's, came along with this Arctic blast that's had the temperature in the teens or in single digits, caused power outages. A lot of people have tried to heat their homes, in different ways, and in some of these cases, it's resulted in house fires. Anything that can burn at least 3 feet from any heat source, like fireplaces, wood stoves, radiators, or space heaters. Keep portable generators outside, away from windows, and as far away from your home as possible. Install and test carbon monoxide alarms at least once a month. Plug only one heat-producing appliance like a space heater into an electrical outlet at a time. Have a qualified professional clean and inspect your chimney and vents every year. Store cooled ashes in a tightly covered metal container and keep it outside at least 10 feet from your home and any nearby buildings. Yeah, but these fires, man. The Lord uses these fires to destroy, to wound people, and to kill people. And it's kind of funny, or ironic, I guess, that in the winter, the very thing that people use to try to stay warm is the very thing that could end up killing them. Psalms 9:16, the Lord Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hand, Hegion Selah. And that's right. The Heavenly Father is known by his judgments, and this was judgment from the Lord. If it was because the woman was trying to use a space heater, and whatever circuit she had it plugged into was overloaded and it sparked a fire, hey, the Lord caused that. That was his judgment upon that woman. am he, and there is no power with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. And that's what happened in this particular judgment. The fire happened. The firefighters showed up. They were able to put out the fire, but they found out that the woman was she was injured in the fire. She had life-threatening injuries. They tried to save her, but ultimately she died because nobody can be delivered out of the hand of the Lord. See, every day the Lord shows people that if he wants to take someone's life, then that's exactly what he's going to do. And there's nobody that can prevent that from happening. And yet you still have a lot of people out here that don't fear the Lord. 1 Samuel 2 and 6, the Lord Yahweh killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. Yeah, so through his spirits of vengeance, the Heavenly Father kills a lot of people every day, men, women, and children. But in particular, wicked men, women, and children. Job 4 and 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? And the answer is that nobody has perished being innocent. So that woman, she was not innocent in the eyes of the Lord, and that's why she died. Plain and simple. The Lord brought heavy judgment upon her. And there's a lot more of these wicked women out here that are going to die via the spirits of vengeance of the Lord. Verse 8, even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. And that's right. All the people that want to be out here being wicked, angering the Lord, provoking him unto wrath, thinking that it's all fun and games. Hey, the Lord got some sore strokes in store for these people. Ecclesiastes 3 and 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Verse 2, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. And for that woman, it was her time to die. That's why when the firefighters and, EMS, were able to get to her, she was still alive. She had life-threatening injuries, but she was still alive. But ultimately, she died because it was her time to die. Ecclesiasticus 39:28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. And when you look up the definition for appease, it means to satisfy. So in Psalms 7 and 11, it says Yahweh judgeth the righteous, and Yahweh is angry with the wicked every day. So the Lord, in his anger, he uses his spirits of vengeance to appease or to satisfy his wrath, his anger, by laying sore strokes upon these wicked people. Verse 29, fire and hail and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. So ultimately, the Lord used this fire to put that woman to death. That was his vengeance upon her. Verse 30, teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. And that's what happened. That woman got punished to destruction. She got critically wounded by the fire, and then ultimately she died. the Lord punished her to destruction using that fire. And like I said, the Lord, he gives countless examples every day of what he can do to people that he's angry with because they're out here being wicked. And yet, you have these simple-minded people that will see it and they'll acknowledge how like brutal and horrific the judgments are, but then they'll go right back to doing whatever they were doing because they don't care. They have no fear. And eventually they're going to die. Proverbs 19:23, the fear of the Lord Yahweh tendeth to life, and he that hath it shall abide satisfied. He shall not be visited with evil. So those of us of the hopeful elect who are being fervent and being diligent in this faith, fearing the Lord, staying prayed up, rehearsing the righteous acts daily, following the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability, we're the ones who are going to abide satisfied and not be visited with evil. But the rest of these people who clearly don't fear the Lord because of all the wickedness that they're doing on a daily basis, they will be visited with evil. Evil angels, spirits of vengeance, sore strokes will be laid upon them. Many great miseries will be sent upon them. They will not experience peace. Like it says in Isaiah 48:22, that there is no peace, saith the Lord, unto the wicked. And see, whenever a judgment like this happens, those of us of the hopeful elect, we understand that it only happened because that person or those people were wicked in the eyes of the Lord. They angered the Lord, they provoked him unto wrath, and then they got judged for it. Plain and simple. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. In closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. The Wadi Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to our brothers who are still fervently pushing the word in sincerity and in faith. And shalom to all the sincere believers. I hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up. And Adawan Ratazah. Until next time, shalom.